back. Welcome back. A quick little lesson for my fellow wolves out there and, ladies. Learn to have a mature mind when it comes to dressing up. Meaning, like you see how I'm dressed right now? It's what they would call casual, I'm going to the store. I just want to feel comfortable, I got no real place to go. Hanging out with friends or family or some shit. But then, I don't know, Jesus Christ. I ain't even gonna embarrass my city, y'all niggas, bro. Jason, give me some more hours, baby. I need to get out here on Palisade, nigga. I gotta clean this shit up. Niggas ain't doing nothing again. Nah, it's looking nice. It's just garbage day. I'm just joshing. Anyway, so ever since I moved into this building, right, it's a bunch of old dudes, some young, and, as the swagger that I got is so different, but it's so the same, As every day for like first 2 years, dressing up, putting on the show, for GMB TV and stuff. People started noticing, I could dress myself up. I make outfits look good, And little by little, the Neanderthals, the KBs, the gangsters, wanted to fuck with me like their style is better than mine, right? So as I would literally just go to the store, go out to eat, motherfuckers would always get mad, cause they would like to make jokes, but your bitch ain't making no jokes. Your bitch is looking me up and down like, yo, that shit looks nice on him. And then when you're not around, your bitch always say, yo, that look real nice. Like the one-armed man. I see why he mad at me. I used to not understand it. But when your girlfriend comes out, when you walk past someone's door every day and make their wife or their girlfriend say, wow, that's a nice out. Yo, you always dress sharp. Yo, you be looking good. You be, it'll tend to make a man jealous and angry. Like, why don't you compliment me? Because you don't dress like me, dog. And then I'm a skinny guy. So, when you're fat, certain clothes don't look good on you. It's like the fat girl that wears the fucking belly shirt and the spandex pants, and she wonders why nobody's giving her compliments. She doesn't understand that, yeah, you got nice titties and you got a fat ass, but you're wearing your little sister's shirt, your fucking stomach is hanging out, you got your stretch pants on, but your ankles is hanging out, and they look like tree trunks. Now, that's not to hate on the big girls now. I like me a big girl now, You can lose a little weight, Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just like my skinny ass can gain 20 pounds. So if you want to trade, I'll take 20 if you lose 20. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel bad. It's ain't to make people feel bad. It's to make you get better compliments by dressing the way your size of people should dress, so you get compliments. And not just the weirdo stare or the snickers where they're laughing at you because your fucking stomach is hanging out like this fucking fat guy. This fucking guy is like 60 years old or more. I don't even know. This guy's got to be like 50, 60 years old, right? And he's what I call a grown-ass man living in his second childhood. AKA never grew up, never matured, and he's still stuck in whatever the fuck era he's, was born in. So, in his mind, he's 16 forever, not realizing, nah, you're really not, dog, and it don't look good for an old-ass white guy to have a backwards hat on with Jordans, with a flannel button-up shirt. It's like, pick a fucking style, dog. You a white boy with the flannel shirt, with the button-down flannel, with the jeans, and then you go and fuck it up putting on a backwards hat with Jordans. Nah, nigga, stop trying to be like me and mix together styles. You ain't good at it. And when you do it, it looks stupid. See, when I do it, it's because it's I don't even know how I dress myself, honestly. I just wear what I like, honestly. But I also go by what fits me. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna catch me with a fucking muscle shirt on and me being as skinny as I am. You know what I mean? I might have a fucking tank top on, but I'm not gonna wear no tight-ass muscle shirt. Why? Because I'm a skinny-ass little dude. What the fuck? It looks stupid. Anyway, so I be like seeing a lot of people, now, years later, the haters have, gotten over themselves or whatever. And more people keep complimenting me. And I'm like, that's what's up, because I don't really take having a good dress sense as something to brag about. Oh, I know how to dress and make that's okay, that's cool. That's stage one. Do you know how to act now? Do you know how to act like you dress? You look good, but do you know how to act good? Do you know how to be good? You get it? A lot of niggas throw a suit on there, piece of shit. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, try different things on, Start looking at what fat people wear. Start looking at what skinny people wear. Stop being a non-fucking hood gangster and you want to dress like a hoodlum. This guy's fucking... I see all these old niggas in my building. All they talking is yo, young Shane and all this other shit. And all these dudes look like broken-ass bums. I'm like, yo, dog, I see dudes on the street that dress better than y'all niggas. Y'all niggas dress like homeless niggas. Like, what do you... Oh, yeah, I forgot. You're always doing drugs. I forgot. And then that means you can't buy clothes. So then when you see a nigga like me, stunting and shining on y'all like, I don't understand. We all live in the same building. How this nigga looking like that? Because I care about myself. I'd rather buy nice clothes and, buy food and shit instead of waiting for some fucking drug dealer to come around to feed me. You niggas are goofies. It just doesn't even make sense. And then you gotta really start realizing how many people don't even know what to do with money, even if they had it, you know what I mean? So that's why you have to learn yourself, you know what I'm saying? What colors do you like? What season do you like? You know what I'm saying? Do you like wearing glasses? Sound the horns. Do you like wearing hats? Do hats look good on you? Is your head even shaped enough where a hat, you know what I mean? A lot of niggas got some fucked up shaped heads, you know what I mean? And then wondering why you can't wear a hat like I can. A lot of people have longer arms and they're short. You get it? There's a lot of things different about each person. And when you just copy what other niggas do, you look like a goofy ass in that outfit. You get it? Because it's not made for you. There's so many designs. There's so many different dress. There's so many different things you can mix together too, so that makes it endless, that it baffles me to watch, especially with the hood thing. Like, I be looking at a lot of different races of people, like, why do y'all want to look like not grown black men? You want to look like the niggers, the boys, That fucking Jordans with the backwards hat, and that's teenagers. Grown black men don't dress like that. They got niggas cosplaying as teenagers. At least cosplay as Malcolm X in a suit, nigga. You know? Like, that's the most shocking thing. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. You know? If you're a grown-ass man and you don't have a suit in your house, you better go and get one. You know? You don't need to wear it all the time. I don't give a fuck if you don't wear it once a year. Have it. And then the respect thing. There's nobody in the world that doesn't want to get treated with respect, right? And then I watch a bunch of grown-ass men walk around in hoodies or fucking Captain Thuggo look and wonder why nobody talks to you or why you don't get no respect. Because you're a grown-ass man that looks like a fucking kid. You get it? Other grown-ups don't respect grown-ups that are still dressing like fucking kids. It's embarrassing. You know? It's gotta be really embarrassing to be like, yeah, I'm 55 years old, and you're still dressed up like a fucking hoodlum. What makes it even worse for me is how the fuck are you racist, but you cosplay as other people? Then you're bumping your fucking rock and roll and shit, talking nigga this and nigga that, and you got a fucking Spanish black looking wife. My fellow wolves and ninjas, understand that the world and the people that fuck with you, they're idiots and they're insane. They've been cosplaying their whole life. If they wasn't cosplaying, how come none of these people around stay true to their culture? How come they all want to go and dress to the future or some goofy shit that makes no sense? They, like, do you understand that? People are giving up what they supposedly is their reality, not your fucking faith or something you believe in. No, your culture is the things your ancestors did, wear, and that's why they make clothes to model what they believed in. You know. Now look at everybody. Look at these, and they'll call you nigga. They'll make you feel bad because they took your shit away, but they gave their shit up. What's worse, a nigga hiding who you really are, or motherfuckers cosplaying as other people and then forget who the fuck they really are? Then the cosplay, they don't even like cosplaying no more. You know? Because if you cosplay as a citizen, you gotta follow the law and follow rules. That means you gotta get your ass up every day. That means you gotta be the one that don't do drugs and sit around and be a fucking nigga. You know? Because your cosplaying is the good one. So, if you're really cosplaying, then that means you're not going to do the work. It's going to get boring. It's going to make you mad. And you complain about regular life. Why we got to work so hard. And what the fuck are you talking about, nigga? Fuck are you talking about? You got bum ass niggas in this world, can't read, write, know how to think, talking about we should be getting paid millions of dollars to do nothing. I'm get the fuck out of here, bro. You know? Learn to stop hating. Learn to stop worrying about other people hating. You know? Don't worry about all the goofy. You don't need to prove to these people that they're cosplaying. You know? Their daddies that run them, they know the trick is to get us to argue with them about foolish, stupid shit. You know? We were the first ones here. We were over there. They give up the shit. You know? If something's really yours, you're not gonna give it up. You're not just gonna fucking go cosplay. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear these people tell you you have no culture, you look at them and say, yeah, you're right, you took it from me, and you gave up your own to become what? To have what? What is your tradition? What's your culture? Rock and roll? Rap? Oh, things that black people made up? So are you sure that's your culture?
because you got to make something up for it to be yours. And we made up rock and roll, we made up rap, we made up the cowboy thing, we made up the hoodlum thing. So it's like, yo, bro, and it's not like people didn't help us design these things. You know, when we design it at first, it's always the same thing. We rap about sorrows and freedom. We rock and rollin' about sorrows and freedoms and all of this, and then you just get your hands on it, and it changes into something completely else. You know, and then everybody starts cosplaying, and then 20, 30 years later, the adults are like, I don't understand why the kids don't like this good music and all that, because they know it's not theirs. They don't feel like that's their story, you know? They can't feel like they got the fucking blues when they're not, when they're on top of the world. I bet you niggas feel them blues now. I bet you can relate now, you know? I bet you can relate to all the songs where we're talking about other people sleeping with our wives. You know? You know? I bet you can relate to that now. I bet you can relate to um hand-me-down clothes, aka wearing baggy clothes. That's what hand-me-downs are. Your little ghetto style of, oh, we're ghetto fabulous. Look, nah, it's just your big brother's clothes on. I bet you understand that style now. You know, because I'm sure there's a lot of white people, Spanish people, anybody that's in this country. We all have poor people, and I'm sure you're giving your little brother your clothes now, and they think he's being a hip hop guy when he's really fucking, he just got his older brother's clothes on because they're too poor, you know? Anyway, learn to appreciate the old way, the old dress code, because nothing's new under the sun. So when they say you wearing those baggy jeans, you trying, listen. You tell them, listen. When we used to be in Europe and it was all black, we was wearing baggy hammer pants. Parachute pants, hammer time. Well, that's from centuries ago. You don't tell me I made up a new style of wearing baggy clothes when we was doing this centuries before people came to America. You know? When you see me rocking gold and say, "Oh, you niggas always want to wear gold. You niggas, oh, you." Yeah, I know. It's called the style, dog. That was our style. Where we used to be from was so abundant with gold. Everybody was wearing gold, because it didn't mean anything. It didn't have money value. It had scientifical value. That's why we wore it. You wear it to cosplay and say, I'm rich! Not realizing gold helps conduct electricity through your fucking body, you dumbass. So you think a crown's just to look cool. No, it's so your brain thinks better. It's so your electricity in your brain goes faster than the fucking peasants that don't have gold on their head. But you think it's to look cool. No, you see, dressing up has everything to do with your environment and harnessing it and making your body better. You get it? Nah, you don't get it. You think rich people wear diamonds and all this shit just to be cool. Look, I have money. I could buy things. No, they know what it does. You'll think it's hocus pocus and it's magic. You know? Like wearing copper because you have arthritis and your hands hurt. And, the Indian people used to wear copper rings, all the old people, so their bones wouldn't hurt at 80 years old. They figured out how to, like, deal with arthritis. All love and all praise to the Most High. Most of all, when you dress yourself, pick things out that represent something. Besides a brand name that doesn't mean anything. You know? Actually start wearing clothes that actually mean something to you, even if you got to make it up.